Hello and welcome to this mage item explanation guide. Today we'll have a deep dive in every single mage item in Mobile Legends. We'll discuss what bonuses each item provides, explain how the unique effects work and how you can maximize the effect of it. There will also be information about which item goes well with each other and what items you should use or avoid on certain heroes. If you learn about adjusting your build accordingly to the team composition of the enemy, you can be a lot more effective and therefore increase your win rate significantly. In this video, you'll learn everything about all mage items to create your own build so you can play your hero on the most optimized way possible. If you want information about a certain item, you can use the timestamps below. However, I highly suggest you watch the whole video if you want to optimize your mage build and be able to create your own build. Let's give a quick like on the video and let's start with the items. Please keep in mind that Mountain occasionally implements small changes to items for balance purposes. The stats of the featured items are from September 2021. The very first item is called the Enchanted Talisman and is the cheapest mage item at the moment. The base stats are plus 50 magic power, plus 250 HP and plus 20% cooldown reduction. This item has the highest amount of cooldown reduction, but the lowest amount of magic power of all available mage items. If you didn't know yet, all items also have one or more unique components. This means when you buy the item multiple times, the normal stats will add up, but the unique passive will only be added once. Take this in consideration when creating your build. The Enchanted Talisman has two unique passives. The first one makes your hero regenerate 15% of his max mana every 10 seconds. This mana is gained equally, which means that your hero gains 1.5% of his max mana every second. The second unique passive will increase your maximum cooldown reduction by 5%. Normally, your hero can't have a higher cooldown reduction than 40%, which you should take in consideration when setting up your build. With this unique passive, it will increase your maximum cooldown reduction to 45%. So we know this item regenerates a big amount of mana and also is great when you play a hero that needs a high cooldown reduction. Because this item regenerates mana that's based on the max mana your hero has, it goes very well with the Clock of Destiny, since this item adds a huge amount of mana. The Enchanted Talisman also goes well with the Fleeting Time, since those items combined will add a total of 35 cooldown reduction. This will almost let you reach the maximum amount of cooldown reduction with only 2 items. As for the heroes that can make great use of the Enchanted Talisman, it should be picked for the mana dependent heroes that can make great use of a high cooldown reduction. Heroes like Angela, Liu Yi, Nana, Cyclops and maybe Hylos and Lunox can include this item in their build. Since this item isn't very offensive, don't pick it when you play a hero that has to deal high amounts of damage. I suggest you avoid this item when playing heroes like Veil, Eudora and Aurora. The Enchanted Talisman is just a great item when you don't want to use Demon Shoes, but still need to regenerate mana. Also, when you need cooldown reduction, it's a great item to include. But don't forget, you can't get above 45 cooldown reduction. Then we have the next item that's called Winter Truncheon. This is more of a defensive item and it adds 60 magic power, 25 physical defense as well as 400 HP. The Winter Truncheon doesn't have a unique passive, but a unique active instead. After buying this item, you get some kind of spell that can be activated every 100 seconds. By activating it, your hero will be immune to all damage and CC for 2 seconds, but won't be able to move. So this is a defensive item, which still adds a decent amount of magic power. If you play a hero that doesn't have to build 100% offensive items, it can be a reasonable item to pick. This is especially true for heroes that are very weak when their skills are on cooldown. There are no items that go very well with this item, but you shouldn't pick them when your build consists of mainly offensive items, especially the Feather of Heaven. There are a few heroes that can make great use of this item. Liu Yi, for example, can cast her ultimate to teleport away and then activate this item to be immune for damage. Also, Alice can turn on her ultimate to keep dealing damage even when activating this item. I think high burst damage heroes can include this item in their build as well, since they can use it to be safe when their skills are on cooldown. A few examples are Truncheon, Eudora, Odette and Kadita. Don't use this on offensive heroes, where you need to deal a big amount of damage. Heroes like Karina, Cyclops, Chang'e, Lilia and Kagura should avoid this item. Overall, this item shouldn't be included in most builds, but it can be useful on certain heroes, especially when they are weak without their skills. Item number 3 is called the Feather of Heaven. This is a truly offensive item and should only be used on a certain type of heroes. The base stats are plus 65 magic power, plus 30% attack speed and plus 5% movement speed. The unique passive of this item is that it will add extra magic damage to your basic attack. The amount of damage is based on 40% of your total magic power. Most mage heroes don't hit that well with their basic attack, but this item can change that. It's a great offensive item that fits well on heroes that can use their basic attack effectively to deal damage. Because the damage of this unique is based on the amount of magic power your hero has, it's combined best with items that add a big amount of magic power. The Holy Crystal, Clock of Destiny and Blood Wings are perfect items to boost your magic power, which results in increased basic attack damage. On most heroes, this item just isn't that effective, since they aren't built to use basic attack. However, we have a few magic based heroes that use basic attack, and therefore can include this item in their build. This item works well for Esmeralda, Guinevere, Zask, Harley and Karina. Combined with some high magic power items, those heroes can hit almost as much as a marksman does. You should avoid this item on the most heroes, since heroes like Kagura, Sicilian and Valor just aren't made for using basic attack to deal damage. While it isn't the most used item, it can be a decent addition in your build when using it on one of the featured heroes. Next item, Necklace of Durance. This item is very important and you definitely need to use this against certain team compositions. The basic stats will add 60 magic power, 5% cooldown reduction as well as 10% magic lifesteal. While those stats aren't that great, it's the unique passive that makes this item so useful. The unique passive of this item will reduce the healing and shield effects by 50% for 3 seconds when using skill damage against a target. You can see the small red heart, which indicates that the enemy is affected by this item. So this item will make heroes that heal a lot, have high lifesteal or strong shield effects a lot less effective. There is also an attack damage item and a tank item that cause this effect, but the magic item is the most effective one. That's because it's easy to hit multiple targets with one skill. If the enemy team has too many heroes that rely heavily on healing effects, this item will make their team composition a lot less effective. The Necklace of Durance goes well with items that lower the cooldown reduction, because your hero is able to cast skills more often and therefore keep the effect active. This makes items like the Enchanted Talisman and Fleeting Time decent combinations, but there are also 3 more items that add an effect to all your skills, like this one. That are the Ice Queen Wand, Burning Wand and the Genius Wand. Combine it with one or more of those items to have multiple effects when dealing skill damage. More information about those items will be provided a bit later on. There are certain types of heroes where this item is just way more effective on compared to other kind of heroes. As first, heroes with area of effect damage skills are a lot more effective when using the Necklace of Durance, since they are able to hit multiple targets with only one skill cast. Combine this with a hero that not only has great area of effect damage skills, but also low cooldown on their skills, and you have the perfect hero to reduce the healing effects of enemies. A few examples of heroes that meet this criteria are Nana, Angela, Gord, Cyclops, Valor, Chang'e and Louis. As a subscriber of this channel, you know that choosing the right hero according to the team composition of the enemy is important. But also using this kind of items to counter enemies can greatly increase your chance of winning. When you match up against a healing team, it's your task as a mage hero to get this item to reduce their effectiveness. This makes the Necklace of Durance one of the most effective items to include in your build in certain situations. Did any of this information help you so far? If so, give a hit on the like button for the YouTube algorithm. The next item is the newest one and is called Shadow Twinblades. It's a very offensive item that can increase the damage of certain heroes quite effectively. Buying this item will add 75 magic power, 50% magic lifesteal and 5% movement speed. This item has the second highest magic lifesteal and also adds a good amount of magic power. But it's the unique passive effect that makes this item a strong one to choose when using certain heroes. When your hero doesn't take or deal any damage for 5 seconds, this icon appears, which means that the next basic attack will deal extra magic damage and slows the target for 60% for 1.5 seconds. The magic damage is based on 50% of your magic power. So if we analyze this item, we can conclude that it's a powerful one to have if you want to increase your magic lifesteal and burst damage. Therefore, you need this item when you play a high burst damage hero to further improve its combo. Just like with the Feather of Heaven, this item goes well with items that increase your magic power to deal high damage with it. The Holy Crystal, Cloak of Destiny and Blood Wings are great items to add a good amount of magic power, so the passive effect deals a big amount of damage. Heroes that are able to deal a big amount of damage in a small period are the ones that should include the Shadow Twinblades in their build. Karina, Gusion, Harley, Selena, Eudora and Aurora are the kind of heroes where you should include this item in their build. It's a great way to add a good amount of extra damage and slow effect to maximize the effectiveness of your combo. Don't use this item on mage heroes that deal continuous damage, since the unique passive effect doesn't get activated that often. The Shadow Twinblades is really made for the high burst damage heroes, which are often played as a jungler. This item can easily add a few hundred extra damage to your combo, so make sure you include it. The next item is called the Divine Glaive. It isn't such an exciting item, but can be useful against certain team compositions to increase your effectiveness. This item only adds 65 magic power, but it has two unique passives. The first one adds 35 magic penetration. An extra of 0.1% magic penetration is added for every point of magic defense the enemy you attack has, which is capped at 20%. This means you can have a total of 35 magic penetration when an enemy has at least 200 magic defense. The Divine Glaive is useful when you fight against a tanky team with very high magic defense. I suggest you pick this item as the 6th slot in your build, because it's more effective to buy high magic power items first. You can have very high magic penetration, but with low magic power you still don't deal that much damage. The Divine Glaive is only made for heroes that deal high magic damage. So avoid this item when playing as a support, since it isn't your task to deal big amount of damage. It's perfect for high burst or continuous damage heroes to be more effective against fighters and tanks. Therefore you can pick it when fighting against a tanky team, when playing heroes like Farsa, Alice, Kagura, Odette, Cecilian and Lilia. Just keep in mind that focusing on magic power is more important to increase your damage. Only when you play against multiple tanks or fighters with high magic power, this item is effectively. There's also another item that reduces the magic defense of enemies, which we'll go over later on in this guide. The following item is one that can be used on most heroes and is called the Holy Crystal. This item can increase your magic power by a big amount because of the unique passive, and is really a core item for most mage heroes. The base stats are only plus 100 magic power, but you also gain magic power from its passive. That's because this item increases your total magic power by 21 to 35%. The percentage is based on your level, which means you'll get 35% when reaching level 15. This item adds the most amount of magic power when your build consists of high magic power items. When you only got 200 magic power, the unique passive will only add 70 magic power. But if your build and emblems will get you magic power up to 500, it adds 175 extra magic power, which is a very big amount. Therefore, high magic power items like the Shadow Twinblades, Cloak of Destiny, Calamity Reaper and Blood Wings go very well with the Holy Crystal. When you also build non-magic power items or a lot of low magic power items, I wouldn't include the Holy Crystal in your build, since the unique passive effect is just way less effective. I also suggest you pick it as one of the last items in your build, since it will add more magic power. Almost all magic based heroes can make great use of this item, and for a lot of heroes it's a must. This of course depends on the build you choose with a certain hero, but heroes like Ive, Yuli, Lilia, Kadita, Herod and Farsa can make great use of this highly offensive item. Heroes that don't have their damage mainly based on magic power don't have to include this item in their build. A few examples are Nana, Angela, Cecilian and Estes. Overall it's a quite simple but very strong item that greatly increases your magic power. Another great item that gets used often is called the Concentrated Energy. This item has a double lifesteal effect and also has the highest amount of magic lifesteal of all available items in Mobile Legends. The base stats will only add 70 magic power and 700 HP, but it are the unique passives of this item which makes it such a useful item. The first unique passive gives a bonus of 25 magic lifesteal. Since it's a unique passive, it can only be added once. The second one will restore 10% of your max HP for every kill you make. So if you play a hero that really needs magic lifesteal to be effective, the Concentrated Energy is your item. Since this item recovers HP that's based on the amount of your max HP, it goes well with items that also add a good amount of HP. Therefore, it's a great combination with items like the Winter Truncheon, Cloak of Destiny and Blood Wings. The more HP your hero has, the more he recovers for every kill you make. Because you need to make kills to activate the HP restore unique passive, the mage based assassins will be very happy when you include it in your build. Also heroes that deal continuous damage really like the high amount of magic lifesteal this item provides. Therefore it can be a great item for heroes like Karina, Gusion, Harley, Selena, Esmeralda and Alice. When you play a hero that deals high burst damage, it's just less effective, since your DPS is really low. Don't pick it when playing Eudora, Veil, Aurora and Nana. The Concentrated Energy can be a great item to increase the sustainability of your hero. Assassins can make great use of the HP restore effect, and the heroes that deal continuous damage really like the high magic lifesteal. The next item we'll discuss is the Ice Queen Wand. This is one of the 4 items that add an extra effect on every skill you cast. It also has great base stats. Buying this item will add a total of 75 magic power, 10% magic lifesteal, 150 mana and 7% movement speed. It only has one unique passive. This effect will add a slow on all skills that deal damage. It slows down the target by 15% for 3 seconds. Which can stack up twice for a total of 30% movement speed reduction. It's a great item to increase your own movement speed while decreasing the movement speed of the enemies. The Ice Queen Wand goes very well with the Necklace of Durance, Burning Wand and Genius Wand, since it all adds an extra effect on your skills. Also buying some cooldown items helps to reduce the cooldown, so you can slow enemies more often. The Ice Queen Wand goes, just like the Necklace of Durance, very well with heroes that deal high area of effect damage skills and have low cooldown. A few examples of heroes you can pick this on are Chang'e, Lunox, Gord, Liu Yi and Ive. Don't pick this item when you play a mage hero that has no or bad area of effect damage skills or just too high cooldown. Eudora, Aurora and Vexena should just avoid it in their build. Overall, it's a great supportive item that can be combined quite well with one of the other 3 items that add an extra effect to your skills. The next item is another one of them. It's called the Burning Wand and will provide your hero with 75 magic power, 400 HP and 5% movement speed. This item also only has one unique passive, and that's the burning effect when casting skills. Every time you do skill damage against an enemy, this item deals magic damage based on 1% of the max HP of the target. If you manage to hit the target multiple times, the damage can be increased to a max of 2% per burn. It's a quite strong item for certain heroes, especially against high HP heroes. Just like other items that add an extra effect to your skills, it goes well with some cooldown items, as well as the Necklace of Durance, Ice Queen Wand and Genius Wand. And also this item goes well with heroes that are able to hit multiple heroes very often. Rafaela, Gord, Valor, but also Odette can benefit from the Burning Wand. Don't pick it on high burst damage heroes, since there are better offensive items to increase the combo damage. This is just a decent item that deals damage which isn't based on magic power. So this might be a wise pick when your hero has low magic power like support heroes. Another great offensive item is the Calamity Reaper. This item is great to increase your damage output on a certain type of hero. The base stats of this item are as followed: 70 magic power, 100 mana, 6 mana regen and 10% cooldown reduction. The unique passive is the reason that you want to include this item in your build if you want to increase your combo damage. After using a skill, the next basic attack will get an extra true damage hit. That's based on 120% of your total magic power. This effect can get activated every 1.5 seconds and will also provide 10% movement speed for a small period. This is a great item to increase your DPS if your hero can use this basic attack effectively. Because the damage is based on your total magic power, it fits best with a build that consists of mainly high magic power items. The Holy Crystal, Clock of Destiny and Blood Wings are the 3 items that add the most amount of magic power. Having a total of 500 magic power will deal 600 damage extra. And the damage of this item is true damage, so defense items can't reduce the hit. Don't pick the Calamity Reaper when your build isn't based on maximum magic power, since there are other items that can increase your damage more effectively, like the Burning Wand and Lightning Truncheon. If we analyze which kind of heroes go well with this item, we need heroes with skills that have a low cooldown. This way the effect can get activated often. Also heroes that already use their basic attack to deal damage are way more effective. A few examples of heroes that can include this item in their build are Esmeralda, Corina, Harriet and Gusion. It's an effective way to increase the damage of your combo and is especially powerful against heroes that have high defense. The Clock of Destiny is another great item that's both offensive and defensive. The base stats of these items are one of the best of all magic items. Your hero gains 60 magic power, 615 HP and also 600 mana. But it doesn't stop there, because the unique passive will grow even more stats over time. Every 20 seconds this item adds 25 HP and 4 magic power for a total of 12 times. You can see the amount of stacks you currently have over here. When reached 12 stacks, this item gives an other bonus of 5% magic power and 300 mana. So when having reached the full amount of stacks, this item provides 915 HP, 900 mana and 108 magic power. Then the 5% magic power bonus will add another 5 magic power, plus of course 5% over all your other magic power. These are very good bonuses for only one item, and therefore the Clock of Destiny can be used on a big variety of heroes. Because of the high mana, this item is very strong in combination with the Lightning Truncheon, which we'll go over in a moment. Also high magic power items like the Holy Crystal and Blood Wings are perfect items to increase your magic power. Almost every hero can make use of this item, since it has offensive as well as defensive stats. Heroes that have to come close to deal damage can make great use of the high HP, but also heroes that need a high amount of magic power will benefit from the stats of this item. A few examples of which heroes can include the Clock of Destiny are Kagura, Odette, Aurora, Cyclops, Zask, Kimmy and Ive. Just make sure you include this item as one of the first items, since it takes time to reach the max amount of stacks to be fully effective. The next item is also one that adds a high amount of magic power and is called Blood Wings. This item has also offensive as well as defensive components. The base stats will add 150 magic power and 500 HP. This makes the Blood Wings have the highest magic power bonus of all base stats. The unique passive of this item will provide your hero a shield every 30 seconds. The shield is based on 200% of your total magic power. So you gain a shield of 1000 points when having 500 magic power, which is quite a high amount. This item is great for all heroes that need high magic power and also benefit from having extra HP and a shield. Like you understand, the Blood Wings go very well with items that provide a lot of magic power. That are mostly the Holy Crystal and Clock of Destiny. The unique passive of this item is less effective when your build isn't focused on 100% magic power. So take this in consideration when including this item in your build. A big variety of heroes can make great use of the Blood Wings. If you play a hero that needs as high magic power as possible, you can't exclude the Blood Wings in your build. Also when playing against a strong assassin, this item can help to increase your HP and shield to improve your sustainability. Some heroes that may need this item are Eudora, Aurora, Zask, Kagura, Gort, Farsa and Lilia. Also, this item should be one of the last items in your build. Picking it too early will reduce the effectiveness of the passive effect. We only got 3 magic items left and one of them is called the Fleeting Time. It's a true cooldown reduction item since the base stats and its passive will reduce the cooldown of your skills. Buying this item will add 70 magic power, 350 mana and 15% cooldown reduction. This makes it the second highest cooldown reduction item, right after the Enchanted Talisman. The unique passive effect of this item will reduce the cooldown of your ultimate by 30% for every kill or assist. The cooldown rate is based on your current cooldown time, so it's not the total amount. This means the less time is left, the less amount of time will be reduced. It's a very effective item when you play a hero that has a very high cooldown on your ultimate. It also helps when you can make kills or assists easily. This item goes well with the Enchanted Talisman to reduce your total cooldown reduction by 35% with only 2 items. Also, the Burning Wand is a perfect item to activate the unique passive effect more often. The Burning Wand makes you deal 3 times damage after your initial damage. This means that your hero has a longer chance of getting the kill or assist, which helps to activate its passive effect more often. This item suits best for heroes that have an extremely high cooldown on their ultimate. Also, heroes with a very powerful ultimate can make great use of the Fleeting Time. Combine this with a hero that deals good area of effect damage, so the Burning Wand is very effective and you got the perfect hero for the Fleeting Time. A few examples are Zask, Chang'e and Diggy. This item can really help you out if you can make assists or kills easily. The next item can deal a lot of extra damage to enemies and is called the Lightning Truncheon. This offensive item has the following stats: plus 75 magic power, plus 300 mana and plus 10% cooldown reduction. But of course, you don't buy the item for the base stats. It's the unique passive that makes this item so powerful. Dealing skill damage will create a lightning that hits a maximum of 3 enemies. The damage is based on max mana and can deal up to 1000 magic damage. The effect can only be activated every 6 seconds. This item is very effective to increase the burst damage for certain heroes. Because the item is based on the maximum amount of mana, it goes very well with the Clock of Destiny. This item provides a big amount of mana and can therefore increase the damage by a huge amount. The Lightning Truncheon is a must when playing Sicilian, since this hero can increase his mana in no time. But other high burst damage heroes also will be very happy when you buy the Lightning Truncheon. A few of them are Kagura, Odette, Eudora, Farsa, Aurora, Ive and Vil. It's a perfect item to include to your build if you can attack from a distance and also have sufficient mana. Then we only have one item left on the list of magic items, and that's the Genius Wand. It's already mentioned a few times since it's one of the 4 items that add an extra effect to skills. The base stats will provide your hero with 75 magic power and 5% movement speed. It has 2 unique passives. The first one adds 10 magic penetration. The second unique passive reduces the magic defense for 2 seconds, which scales from 2 at level 1 to 9 at level 15. The effect can stack up to 3 times, which makes the total of reducing 27 magic defense at level 15. 27 magic defense isn't that high when fighting against a tank, but it's very powerful against a carry, since they normally don't build any defense. This way you can minimize the magic defense of the carry, so you or your team can deal very high magic damage. This item is most useful when your team consists of multiple magic based heroes, so they all benefit from this item. The Genius Wand is less useful against a tanky team. Like you probably understand, it goes best with one of the other items that add an effect to your skills. The Necklace of Durance, Ice Cream Wand and Burning Wand are all items that can be very effective in combination with this item. If we analyze which kind of heroes should use it, we should look at the heroes that can deal damage multiple times, so the effect stacks up 3 times. Also, area of effect damage skills are most effective, as well as heroes that have a low cooldown. Therefore it's a great pick for heroes like Nana, Angela, Faramis, Diggy, but also Cecilian. Just make sure you can hit the target multiple times and try to focus on the damage dealers instead of the tank heroes. These were all magic items in Mobile Legends. I really hope it helped you to understand all items and create your own builds. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer it. If you haven't already, consider to subscribe to the channel so you can receive more content that helps you to increase your win rate in Mobile Legends. Thank you for watching and I'll be seeing you again in the next guide.